Hey everybody, and welcome to the very first episode of The Joe Show, food version. So what we're gonna do today, as promised, is my fresh tomato sauce. It is not out of amazingly fresh tomatoes, blended and doing the entire process. What we're gonna do today is make it really easy. It tastes amazing, it freezes beautifully, and you can reuse it anytime you want to. Add it to chicken, obviously to pasta, and anything else that you want for a flavor with tomato sauce. So what I do is this. I do really amazing San Marzano sauce that I buy at Safeway. They have it at Costco now, which is awesome. And it's just really great. It just has really delicious San Marzano tomatoes in it with fresh basil. It's already all organized and set to go. So I've unlidded that. I also have my fresh garlic chopped here, and I'll show this all to you momentarily. I have one sweet Vidalia onion, or any onion's fine. I always recommend sweet onion. It just gives a great flavor to the pasta sauce. See, onion in halved. I've got some sprigs of fresh basil, a tad of butter, and we've also have oregano, olive oil, red pepper, and salt. And that's it. Totally easy. So what I'm doing is this. I have my pot warming up. We want to keep it on a low heat. We do not want this to brown or burn. We want this to saute and simmer very slowly to get all the fragrances and all the flavors to come together beautifully. So what we're going to do first is add the butter. I'd say about 3 tablespoons of butter. Remember, you're making a large amount of sauce, so don't freak out. It's butter. It's good for you. So here we go. So we're putting the butter in the pan. It's starting to melt. We're also going to add my onion. This is a whole onion. I've just halved it. That's all I've done. I'm going to throw it in my pot. We're going to let that brown. So as you can see, it is slowly browning. We're going to just swish that around, kind of break down the halves of the onion, which is really nice. You're going to have a lovely fragrant smell. I'm going to lower the heat because you have to be really careful about not making it too brown. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to add crushed red pepper. I just do simply organic crushed red pepper. People are always concerned about spice. This is not too spicy. You can put a lot of it if you want for a really great bite. I don't. I just do enough for the flavors to come together and give a little bit of taste to the tomato sauce. The balance is lovely. So you've got the simply organic or any type of crushed red pepper. I'm just going to toss here a couple of shakes. It seems like a lot, but it's really not coming out that much. So, and plus we like things on the spicier side in the family. All right, that looks really good. So that's done. We're going to stir again. The smell of butter and onion and pepper is filling the air. It's so lovely. Okay, so I'm going to let that saute for just a little bit. Letting that saute. And what we're going to do next is we are going to take our lovely San Marzano tomatoes. I love these tomatoes. There's a different type of tomatoes that are out there that can do the trick. This is my favorite. The flavors, the smell, the taste, it's fresh. It's authentic as it gets, so I highly recommend this stuff. And again, Costco carries a whole bunch, and it's worth it. Trust me, it's so good. Okay, so I'm seeing everything is starting to sizzle really nicely together. I'm going to just take my delicious San Marzano tomatoes and just add them to my pot. Smells like my childhood in here. Delicious. Okay. I clearly love food. A lot. I grew up eating lots of good food. I miss being at my parents' house growing up in Arizona. My parents used to make the most amazing foods. My dad was born and raised in Sicily, came to America when he was a teenager. And so I grew up with a family full of authentic, amazing, fresh foods. And they love to feed me, for sure. And I miss them a lot. Okay, so as that simmers, letting all the flavors kind of come together really nicely. We also have some delicious olive oil. I'm going to add just a tad of olive oil for flavor, okay? I'd say about possibly 2 tablespoons of olive oil, okay? So you got your butter, you've got your delicious olive oil, and we're gonna add, I did 3 cloves because we love garlic in our family, fresh garlic, chopped garlic. Please don't buy the crushed garlic that you see at the store. The flavor it's easy, obviously, but it's just the flavors are not there as you would from a lovely when you find the bulb, excuse me, of the garlic, and then you just just take the peel off and chop it up. So worth it. Or use a food processor, whatever's easier. So we're adding my garlic. The smells are divine. We're gonna also add a handful of my fresh basil. Thank you, Trader Joe's. So this is just lovely basil. I'd say about maybe 5 or 6 sprigs of basil. You just want to add that in, and it gives delicious flavor to your pasta. Fresh, good flavors. And then eventually you can remove them after the sauce is done. I don't. I love basil, but it's all based on your preference. It goes in. And then I'm also going to add some oregano. So you can get this oregano at Costco. You can get it at any food store. I use whole oregano. The flavors, again, are lovely. It breaks down nicely into the sauce. And again, just gives that great authentic flavors of the sauce. I'd say a generous 1.5 teaspoons, if that. We're mixing it all together. Okay, so it's all simmering really, really nicely. I have sugar. Everyone's preference in their pasta sauce is really a personal thing. I grew up in a family where my grandmother loved very sweet pasta sauce. My dad would get angry. That's not the way to do it. So what I have here is we have some sugar. I'm going to do about 2 pinches of sugar and then add the taste as I go through. So as I keep tasting my sauce, I will add accordingly. Remember, less is better than more, because once you put too much, then it's kind of hard to correct it. So I'm just doing a really nice 2 generous pinches. I've got salt. I'd say about maybe a teaspoon, if that, of salt, and add as you go for flavor and taste. We're going to mix this all together. The fragrance and the smell is divine. The whole house smells amazing. So we're going to let that simmer. I'm going to put it on low, and then we're going to cover the lid with the lid, and then we're going to let it simmer for about 45 minutes to an hour. And then I'll show you the end product when that's done. Okay? See you soon.